All right, let's just jump right in. Welcome to today's explainer, which is, honestly, like an epic biological comic book story come to life. Today, we're diving into a real-life scientific breakthrough that sounds like it's straight out of a superhero movie. We are literally talking about turning human eyes into plant-powered superheroes to fight off a nasty disease.
I want you to think about this for a second. What if your eyes could actually use light to heal themselves, exactly like a plant does? Imagine photosynthesizing just like a little houseplant sitting on a sunny windowsill, but instead of growing new leaves, you're using that light power to fix your own body. Sounds totally wild, right? Well, scientists are actually making it a reality. Section 1. Meet the villain, the biological rust. Every great superhero story needs a villain, right? Well, ours is a microscopic menace attacking the human eye. And get this, it affects over 1.5 billion people all over the planet. 1.5 billion. It's a massive, massive problem that causes a ton of discomfort and really messes with everyday life. So who is this bad guy? It goes by the terrifying scientific name of keratoconjunctivitis sicca. I know, it's a huge, scary word, but it's way more commonly known as dry eye disease. Basically, imagine a nasty buildup of biological rust. In science, we call these reactive oxygen species. When too much of this rust piles up, the eye's natural defenses just get completely overwhelmed. It damages the cells, dries out the cornea, and leads to chronic pain, serious inflammation, and blurry vision. But hey, nature always has a few crazy tricks up its sleeve. You know there are literally sea slugs in the ocean that survive by stealing superpowers from algae? It's true. They kidnap the plant parts that make energy from the sun and just stash them in their own bodies. This totally wild, real-life trick got a team of brilliant scientists at the National University of Singapore thinking, could we do something like this for humans? Section 2. The origin story, tiny plant batteries.
Okay, so here is the completely awesome origin story for our cure. First, scientists grabbed some regular old spinach leaves from the grocery store. Seriously, spinach. They blend it all up, and then they strip away all the extra useless plant parts. They only keep the raw, microscopic engines that run photosynthesis. Finally, they carefully package those little molecular engines into tiny, super-powered plant batteries. And they gave this new hero the coolest name, LEAF. It technically stands for Light Reaction Enriched Thylakoid NADPH Foundry, but yeah, let's just stick with LEAF. The craziest part is just how small a LEAF battery is. We're talking 400 nanometers across. That is thousands of times smaller than a single grain of sand. It is so impossibly tiny that when you put it in a liquid drop, these little plant batteries just easily slip right inside the damaged cells of a human eye.
Section 3. The superpower charging up with light. Now, here's where the magic actually happens. Ambient, everyday light comes into the cornea, hits those teeny tiny LEAC particles hanging out inside the animal cells, and just charge them right up. Just like a leaf on a tree turns sunlight into energy, these batteries use the light literally passing through your eye to generate a very specific kind of cellular power. And this brings us to LEAF's absolute best superpower. No wall outlet needed. You definitely don't have to plug your eye in. And you don't need any intense laser beams pointed at you. The normal, everyday light bouncing around that we use to see the world, that's literally all it takes to charge these plant batteries up. So once they're charged up by that light, the battery releases a special power molecule called NADPH. You can think of NADPH as the ultimate biological rust remover. See, when your eye is sick with that dry eye disease, it completely loses its redox balance. It's kind of like a seesaw and that's totally stuck on the wrong side, where the toxic rust is winning and the cell is losing. But the NADPH pumped out by our plant batteries swoops in, neutralizes that rust, and perfectly restores the redox balance, completely saving the corneal cells from destruction. Section 4. The victory, cleaning up the rust.
All right, let's look at the final showdown. On one side, an eye losing to the rust is dealing with horrible inflammation, massive cell damage, and a cornea that is literally thinned out by 30% because the cells are dying off. It's bad. But on the other side, the saved eye. The leaf drops restored that redox balance perfectly. In just 5 days, the cornea grew thick and healthy again, and the eye even started making soothing, healthy tears. Scientists ran all the tests, and the results are honestly jaw-dropping. This little plant battery drops those harmful rust levels by a massive 95%. And once the ambient light hits the eye, it completely restores cellular power in only 30 minutes.
the absolute wildest part? In the preclinical trials, these spinach-derived drops actually outperformed regular, super expensive prescription medicines. Total victory over the dry eye villain. Okay, I know exactly what you are thinking right now. You're saying, wait, if I put spinach batteries in my eyes, am I going to see the whole world in green? Don't worry, you can relax. This treatment is incredibly safe, it's super gentle, and no, it will absolutely not turn your vision green. The particles are just way too small and the dose is way too low, so they don't mess with how you see colors at all. Section 5. A plant-powered future. I want you to listen to this totally mind-blowing quote from Dr. Xing Kuran, the lead scientist on this study. He said, "We, too, can have limited photosynthetic abilities." Just let that sink in for a second. Human beings with actual plant superpowers. I mean, it sounds like straight-up science fiction, but it is happening right now in the lab.
So it makes you wonder, right? What other parts of the human body could be powered by plants? If we can literally drop tiny spinach batteries into our eyes to clean up biological rust and restore balance using just the lights in the room, what on earth is next? Could we put them in our skin to heal burns with sunlight? Could we somehow power up our muscles? It is a whole new frontier. Keep wondering, keep asking questions, and just imagine what kind of incredible superpowers science is going to unlock next.